Hello everyone, this is Sidekick Jason doing something new that I've never really tried before. I've done a mass unboxing that I've released on this channel, but I've never done like a individual item unboxing slash review type of thing, and so I thought, well, I got this new item today, so why not try something? Why not throw something together, just kind of show live my reaction to opening it and whatnot. I don't know if you guys like this, let me know. Maybe I'll do it in the future, I don't know. I'm just kind of playing around here, trying new things and whatnot, and I figured if I'm already going to be opening it, might as well turn on a camera and see if you guys enjoy it, great. If not, then don't really need to keep doing it, so I'll just enjoy it on my own. But anyways, let's take a look at what I've got here today. This just arrived in the mail. So, we've got the Plarail Big World, Big Adventures like movie pack that Plarail, well, Tommi just barely released. So this got shipped here as soon as possible. I'm sure many of you are wondering why on earth I bought this product, because many of you know, as you can tell from like my Q&A, I'm not a huge fan of Big World, Big Adventures, and I'm not a huge fan of Nia. So yeah, there's a particular reason why I bought this, and I'll explain as we're going through and, you know, unboxing it and taking a look at each individual item. So anyways, let's get started. So first off, we have the actual item itself in styrofoam, not styrofoam, bubble wrap. Let's pull it out. So there is the pack itself. Pretty nice box. I'm not quite sure why they gave so much open space up here on top of the two engines. I like that they, you know, I always have liked the transparent packaging that Plarail has done, and so it's cool that they have the areas of, like, set apart for Ace, Nia, and Thomas. And normally, I think on these Plarail packs, they also showcase the rolling stock down here too, but it sounds like, well, by the looks of it here, they'd rather focus on showing the imagery and whatnot. So, yeah, anyway, so that's the front of the package. This is the back. For those of you who have never purchased a Plarail product before, all Plarail items usually have a lot of the descriptions, instructions on the back. Unlike the US counterparts where they actually like have a paper physical insert that they put in that you can fold out, they usually just print it straight there on the back so you can see the instructions on how to place the batteries and whatnot. So that's kind of a common thing with Plarail, and they've done it again on this. Let's take a look at all the sides. So we've got at this side, which looks nice. And they have descriptions of each of the characters, and I've always liked that about Plarail, is that each product they also have character descriptions. Let's see. I believe. Okay, so I think this side and this side are identical, and then we've got this side, which is cool, showcasing. I really like that they and Plarail is just fantastic at doing it. This is the fact that, like, you buy one set here and you can remake and replay most of the movie, and I think that that's great. That's what makes this a great product and a great toy. Regardless of what you think of the movie, I think that this is a great product, and they did a great job of creating something that kids could purchase. They could get one product and be able to have as much value, will get the most out of it. So I think that they did a great job with this. So let's open it up. Let's see. We'll open it on this side. Sorry, I don't have a box cutter on hand, so we're gonna cut with scissors. A little more crude, but it works. Maybe. Ooh, there we go. Okay. All right. All right. Oh, they actually have some kind of instructions in here. That's not very common for Plarail items. Okay, so we've got Thomas, Nia, Ace. Some instructions here that are taped down. Let's pull it off and reveal the rolling stock that is here. So we've got red troublesome truck, a light green salt van, a flatbed, and then some cargo here. So let's start with Thomas. So let's see, how do we... Oh, we lost the cargo, but we'll pull that out in a minute. We'll look closer at it. Okay, so, okay, well, I keep dropping everything, so let's find out what just comes out naturally and what needs to actually be, like, pulled out. Okay, so they used to do, like, twist ties on these, but it looks like they've done something kind of similar, but it's just with the plastic packaging, so it isn't quite as, doesn't take as long. Interesting. The last multi-pack like this that I purchased was the Adventure Begins movie pack, which was amazing. I absolutely love that pack. It's one of my favorites. And it was not quite this difficult to get out of. I think it might have been a little bit smaller too. Anyways, so they've got Thomas here, a special Thomas in here, which is part of the reason why I purchased this pack. So here is Thomas. Let's see if the camera will focus. So if you can see, it's got a unique face where Thomas has actually got rosy cheeks, which will be great for filming in my own series when Thomas is like super tired, when he's having like at the end of some journey or adventure or something. So I think it'll be a great one. I wish I had the Plarail tired face Thomas with the rosy cheeks, but sadly it's really expensive to get that set. And I've got the Trackmaster face that I put on a Plarail body, and it works. I like it. It's not as good as the actual Plarail one, but it's good. So this is in the new style, which Plarail released in 2018. So this is the new face. And they've obviously updated, well, for this version, have the rosy cheeks. You can see that the windows have been updated. And I know the windows, like initially when I saw it, I thought like, oh, dang, that looks a little too cartoony, and which Plarail has kind of done lately with a lot of their products, and I haven't been as big of a fan of kind of the cartoon look that they've given it. But when you're looking at it more from far away, like I think, like in person at least, like it looks so much better than the old version. And so, like, even though it may seem kind of cartoony from like the videos or what you've seen in promotional stuff, like I think it looks solid, and I'm really happy with it. It's one of my favorite parts about this upgrade with Thomas in 2018 that they did. So yeah, so this is the special Thomas. Okay, now let's get to Nia. So I am not a fan of Nia as a character. Not a fan of her role in the series currently. I think that it's was not done in a very I don't know. They could have handled it a lot better. I don't mind that they've introduced an African tank engine. I think it's kind of cool. But the way they went about it, I think, was probably the worst way they could have, and that's part of the problem with Nia, and I think a lot of people resent her as a character for that. So yeah, so here is Nia. Quite the interesting toy. I was not expecting, like I've seen this, I've seen the Nia in like in videos and stuff, other people unboxing this and whatnot, but like seeing it in person, it's actually different than what I expected. Yeah, I don't know. I now see what people are saying about how it definitely was not as high a quality as the Trackmaster version. Yeah, you can just kind of tell. Some of the things, like the face is more detailed, which Plarail has done a much better job just in general with faces. Fisher-Price is kind of cheaped out on the Trackmaster version. And the fact that they didn't paint the buffers back here is just straight up lazy, especially if they took the time to put in this detail. Like, it's like, so if you did that, why not this? Like, I don't know. It doesn't make sense. So yeah, that's. Yeah, I think the green stripes are also off from what I've seen, and that the Trackmaster model is a little more accurate. I don't like this sticker here. Maybe like from like looking at it in the video from you guys on the camera, like I didn't notice this, seeing it like in videos and whatnot, but like here you can definitely tell that that is a sticker, and it stands out really bad compared to the rest of like her actual body color. So yeah, not the best Plarail engine that they've made lately, but I don't know. Plarail's kind of been hit and miss. They've done stuff like the new Thomas is something that is high quality and really, like, they did a really good job with it. Same as like the Red Rosie and Percy, but then like you look at like a Shima and some of the other new engines, and they just kind of really missed the mark on that. So, which is a shame, but yeah. So anyways, that's Nia. I mean, at least they took the time to give her a lot of the details. Like Ashima's lacking a lot of the details. But yeah, so Nia also uses Percy's chassis, but we'll get into that in a minute. I actually have a Percy here, so we can take a look at that. So let's go to the next one. Well, the next item here, which is Ace. Let's see. I'm not entirely sure how we get him out. Let's see. Looks like he's just taped in here. Okay. Let's see. Oh, I guess I can just pop him out. Okay. So Ace is a Tomica diecast vehicle, and wow, this is like a solid toy. Like you can tell that this is an actual diecast car. Like and they did a great job. Like this actually has some weight to it. Most Thomas items nowadays, since they've just kind of been cheapening production, not so much Plarail, but the other lines, like they're really lightweight and just not quite as good a quality. And so it's nice to actually like, here's a small Thomas item that has some weight behind it. So I'm really happy about that. But yeah, I mean, I haven't ever bought any of the Tomica cars before, so I don't really know how this compares to the other ones. But I mean, the detail looks really nice. It looks really solid. The paint job, like I mean, I'm not seeing anything that I would complain about with this as a toy. I think they did a great job at that. If you guys notice anything, put it down in the comments. If there's anything in particular that Ace is kind of lacking. I've heard some people say they like the Trackmaster version more, which I'm not quite sure why. I think that they didn't do as good of a job on like the face. I don't know. I feel like they did a great job with this because the Tomica diecast line is so popular, and you know it's a well-established line. And since this is a Tomica Ace, they did a good job with this, obviously, because there's kind of that quality that they have behind the brand. So yeah, pretty solid overall. So I'm sure many are wondering, why on earth did I, of all people, purchase Nia and Ace when I have been a strong advocate for why I do not like them, and publicly sharing my opinions on why I think that Big World, Big Adventures, the movie, is not one of my favorites and is in fact one of the worst Thomas movies. But I have a plan, specifically with these two characters, which is one of the reasons why I bought this set. So the main reason that I bought the set was I wanted the special face Thomas to use in my own series, and then the three trucks, which I'll get into in just a minute, were also another big reason. And then I do have a special plan for Nia and Ace, so we'll see that. Well, you guys will see that in the future, but I'm going to keep that a secret. But it should be pretty fun when it comes to that. Okay, so next we've got the coffee truck, which, like, looking at it plainly, like, it doesn't seem like it's anything special, but apparently it rolls very specially. So yeah, so we'll take a look at that in just a moment. The next one is the salt van, which also rolls in its own unique way. So if Trackmaster had not created a salt van on their own, because you guys have seen in my own series how I have a bunch of salt vans that I use, and I really love the look of those. I think they did a great job with that. If those had never been released, I would have been pretty happy about getting this salt van, but this just is not up there in quality. The fact that the front and the back are just nothing, they're just plain. I mean, they threw in the sticker, but other than that, like, it's pretty flat. And then the roof isn't painted at all. I mean, it was based on the CGI render of the salt wagons, which I think was also a really poor job that they did with that. But yeah, I wanted this and the other truck specifically for their unique properties that they have and how they roll, and so I'm excited to get some story potential out of that, which I think is going to be really cool. So yeah, the Trackmaster ones, the doors actually slide open, which is cool, and they reveal some quarry equipment inside, which I like, but these ones don't do anything like that. But they have their own unique features, so we'll look at that in a minute. The next thing is a flatbed here, and I don't have one of the green flatbeds that you've seen that I have in many of my remakes and various videos and whatnot, but Plarail released a green flatbed that looks like the ones from the classic series that would go with the breakdown train, and it's the same model for the most part as this. They've just changed, so instead of having the wooden blocks, they now have these, I think that they're supposed to be like coffee beans in like bags, like kind of sandbag like, and they're just stacked there because Ace is supposed to be able to fit in here, which is pretty cool because then you're able to remake that portion of the movie. I'm actually really surprised because in the set that the green flatbeds come in, Thomas, well, there's also Caroline, Trevor, and Terrence, and they fit in here, and there's kind of a spring here, so it holds them in because they're that proper width, and so they actually stay in secured. Ace is a little too small, so he just falls out really easily, which I'm kind of disappointed about that. But that could have been because he's a Tomica diecast vehicle, and that fits more of the standards. I think that they sized him to fit that rather than fitting the actual flatbed itself. But it's cool that they included this flatbed so you could remake that portion of the story. So yeah, I really like the flatbed. I like just having this plain gray flatbed. It'll look great in any yard. I might paint the buffers black on it. But yeah, just another solid piece of rolling stock. All three of these are really solid, and that's like one of the main reasons why I got this set. Okay, let's open up. Oh, sorry viewers, I just totally bounced you around. Okay, so we've got these little holders. Ooh, I forgot about this. So we've got these, which we'll showcase in just a second. And then there's this snow plow, so you can recreate kind of the climax of the movie when Thomas and Nia are in China. So, which is really cool that they have this that you can, I think it may work on more than just Thomas and Nia. We'll have to see. I don't know if it works on Thomas, but we'll play around with it in a minute. Then another thing that I was looking forward to is these unique pieces of cargo. They're supposed to be, I believe, the coffee beans, but they're not really labeled as anything, but it's kind of nice just to have another different style of cargo to throw in. I like to have a lot of variety in my cargo. I've collected quite a bit of the Tommi cargo, and so I think I have pretty much at least one of everything. So it's pretty nice to add these to the collection. Hopefully I'll actually get use out of these in my series. So we'll throw them in there. So they stand out. I think that they're a really good height. I'm quite happy with the look of it. So yeah, I'm hoping to actually get some use out of it in my series. Okay, the next thing, so we got this instruction manual. Let's open it up. Oh, okay. So there's some instructions here, but I can't read Japanese, so I don't know what that means. I don't know what it's exactly saying. So here we have Utah, of all places, which is like crazy for me. So if you guys don't know this, I'm actually from Utah, and this arch here is on all the license plates. So it's kind of crazy that Thomas is, you know, traveling around the world and he comes to Utah. I would have never imagined as a kid that Thomas would come to Utah. As exciting as that is, which is, I believe, was one of the key things about Big World, Big Adventures, is that they wanted kids to relate with Thomas coming to their own homelands and whatnot. And I guess I should be one of those people that relates, because Thomas actually does come not only to here, but he also goes to the salt flats, which I've been to because they're also in Utah. And so it's kind of, which he does go to in the movie. So, I mean, I should technically relate, but I just think the movie was so poorly done that it's hard to relate and actually enjoy that. But I mean, it's still a cool idea nonetheless. So, just cardboard on the backside. That's a little disappointing. I wish they would have done something. Maybe they could have had a different location on the backside, so that way you could have had, you know, the United States on one side, maybe China or Brazil or Africa on the backside. Especially because all the different pieces that they have, all the different items here, can be used to remake most of the movie, where, you know, where they're going actually around the world. So it's a little disappointing that they didn't do more to have just beyond Utah. But I think a lot of the stuff here that you can remake using these items, it particularly pertains to the Utah, Arizona, United States scenes. So yeah, okay. Let me adjust the camera. And let's take a look at these pieces of rolling stock. I actually brought some track here so we can see them in action. Okay. So first off, let's take a look at this coffee bean car. So it kind of, it might be a little hard to see. Let me zoom in a little bit. Oh, that might be too close. Let's see. So if you can't tell, it's kind of hopping up and down the tracks as it moves, which is pretty cool. It's not really that rough. It's kind of a smooth motion. I don't know, maybe there could be something funny with that. I think that it'd be like the perfect car to use for if there was an episode where, you know, put some milk churns in there and then it turns into cheese, because it kind of just, you know, has that constant swaying motion. I've seen customs from Japanese users in the fandom where you can actually take the bottom of this and switch it out to a different piece of rolling stock, so you can actually get kind of the same motion, but with a different thing. So like they use Toad as an example, where they had Toad at the end of a train and he was swaying around, which is really cool. So I mean, that's something potentially that I could do as well, switch out the rolling stock and maybe have something else do it. Either way, there's a lot of potential with this, the base here being able to be used in stories and plots and kind of some unique things. So I mean, I haven't written anything in particular because I just barely got this, but I'm planning on getting use out of this. Hopefully, maybe in some stuff that I film as I finish up season 3. But you know, we'll just have to see what I come up with. So if you guys have any cool ideas, maybe throw it in the comments. But it'd be fun to have something to use. So then here's the salt van, which I believe has a different type of motion. I think it's, let's see. It seems kind of the same, maybe a little more. I don't know. Let's put them together. Let's see. Let's see how they look. Okay. So what it looks like is this truck bounces up and down all together. And then this truck back here, the wheels are off, so it like tilts side to side. But that's pretty cool. I really like this. And I mean, it was one of the main reasons why I bought this, so I'm really happy with that. Yeah, I think this is the one that they used on Toad in the videos that I saw. So this is pretty cool. I'm really excited to get use out of this. So if you guys have any ideas how I can implement them into a story, just let me know. I'd be happy to come up with something and actually be able to film it in the future. So, yeah. Okay.